The topmost political story this time is about the vote Chori allegations which have been leveled by Rahul Gandhi. It's possible for someone to create a fake login, faking an identity of an individual, and then on the basis of that faked identity of that other individual, put up an application and end up deleting the name of a separate individual. How are you going to conclude that those votes which were deleted were all votes which would have gone to the Congress party? Is that evidence? Is that not evidence? Hello and welcome to another special episode here on Squirrels.in, where we always try and take you deep inside the data of any burning topic, the topmost story. The topmost political story this time is about the vote Chori allegations which have been leveled by Rahul Gandhi. For the last few months, Mr. Gandhi has consistently been bringing a specific constituency result before the public and making the argument that the reason why a specific result ended up coming as that specific result, not because of the manner in which voting took place, but because of the manner in which the electoral rolls / the list of voters itself was gamed before the actual process of voting. So he's given examples, like he did last time, of a constituency called Aland, where he said that the reason why the Congress candidate won by a margin of 6,000 votes and not 12,000 votes is because 6,000 extra votes were actually deleted by a suspicious mechanism, and that entire process of deletion by this suspicious mechanism was not being picked up by the Election Commission intentionally. That's the allegation which is being made by Rahul Gandhi. To prove this allegation, he's brought in some so-called people with evidentiary value. Is that evidence? Is that not evidence? What our entire team has done at the Squirrels.in is to look at swing seats in the last Lok Sabha election in 2024, in the preceding assembly election between 2021-2022, and of course the succeeding assembly election post 2024, if at all that election would have happened. The entire think tank of the Congress party is convinced that the BJP is gaming the election process in India not at a rampant scale. It's not happening in all seats, but it's happening in certain very specific seats, and those seats are being mapped out right to a specific booth. What is the implication of that? The implication of this is this, that in certain pockets where, according to the Congress, the BJP itself believes that it may not have an edge over the Congress party, or in certain pockets where the Congress may end up having a disproportionately higher advantage over the BJP, it's in these kind of seats that the BJP's alleged mechanism, the Election Commission's alleged ignorance turning its eyes the other way, is actually unfolding. So our team has put together an entire list of some 80 odd seats, both in the Lok Sabha as well as in the assembly elections. Our target was to look for seats which were less than 5%. And then we're trying to build a narrative around that, because that is what is being done by the Congress party. We're trying to figure out if there is really something that may have happened in those seats where the victory margin was less than 5%. So let's start first with Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, if you look at a constituency called Farrukhabad, for instance, between central UP and western UP, Mukesh Rajput of the BJP wins this election by a margin of 2,600 votes. In the preceding election in 2022, the BJP remained dominant in segments of Farrukhabad, like Kemganj and a couple of other areas. So in this specific constituency where the BJP holds advantage at a Lok Sabha level, then holds its advantage in the assembly level, the Congress is not having any objection. The Congress says this election is absolutely fine, no problem there. Now, if you look at another constituency, again in UP only, let's look at Dhaurara. In Dhaurara, which at one point of time used to be the stronghold of Jitin Prasad present Union Minister in the BJP, earlier was with the Congress. His father Jitendra Prasad was one of the leading lights for the Congress party, certainly within the upper caste of the Brahmin community. This constituency puts up a very interesting result. In Dhauraraha, Anand Bhadauria of the Samajwadi Party wins by a margin of 4,400 votes. However, in the preceding Lok Sabha election, from this constituency, it was Rekha Verma of the BJP who won this election. In between 2019 and 2024, in this constituency, broken down, let's say, into assembly segments in 2022, the BJP remained dominant in Dhauraraha assembly segment. In the Lok Sabha of 2024, the Samajwadi Party wins. In the Vidhan Sabha of 2022, the BJP remains in pole position in this election. And in the preceding Lok Sabha election in 2009, it was a BJP seat. So Lok Sabha to Lok Sabha, the seat flips from the BJP to the Samajwadi Party. Lok Sabha to Vidhan Sabha, the seat stays as a stronghold for the BJP. Do we then say that the reason why this result was achieved by the Samajwadi Party in this specific constituency, because there was some deletion, there was some addition of votes that may have taken place? Is that the reason why the Samajwadi Party won? Or do we say that in 2019, the BJP had won this seat, in 2022, the BJP was in pole position in this seat, and in 2024, well, guess what? The people of this constituency decide not to support the BJP. Therefore, it's democracy in full action. It's democracy in full flow. Let's look at another constituency. Now, you look at Salempur, again in the big state of UP. Ram Shankar Rajbhar of the Samajwadi Party wins by a very narrow margin, 3,573 seats. However, in 2019 Lok Sabha elections, this seat was with the BJP, Ravindra Kushwaha. Again, in 2022, it was the BJP which remained in dominant position in this seat at the assembly level. Much like Dhauraraha, even here, 2019 Lok Sabha, the BJP wins. 2019 assembly elections, the BJP maintained its stronghold. In 2024 Lok Sabha election, the BJP loses this seat. This seat goes to the opposition. Is there any problem with this constituency? Is there any problem with this result? No. So my point is that the Congress is only trying to look for certain seats in certain areas where the argument being made by Rahul Gandhi that it's possible for someone to create a fake login, faking an identity of an individual, and then on the basis of that faked identity of that other individual, put up an application and end up deleting the name of a separate individual. If it was really happening, my point is, wouldn't the BJP have done it in this mother of all elections in the Lok Sabha in 2024, where Narendra Modi's lead ended up coming down from 303 to 240? If the BJP knew that this Lok Sabha election was going to be so tough, would the BJP have done it in this big state of Uttar Pradesh? If you really look at all seats which are now being spoken about, causes which are being spoken about by Rahul Gandhi between 2024, 2019 and 2022, his allegations are not finding support in a majority of these seats. Roughly 88 constituencies where you could say that the victory margin was a slender one, was less than 5%. Who ended up winning a major chunk of these seats? It was not the BJP. It was the Congress. So are we to assume that the Congress, despite having won a majority of these close margin seats, is the Congress alleging that even the balance seats, the remainder seats which were won by the BJP would have lost those seats if the so-called gaming of the system may not have happened? I think Rahul Gandhi's arguments can be broken down through constituencies like the ones that we have spoken about, or you can look at a constituency like Bhupendra Singh in Uchana, in Haryana, where Mr. Singh ends up losing that constituency by a slender margin of 32 votes. Now, Bhupendra Singh files a petition before the court. He goes to the Punjab Haryana High Court and says that the postal ballot votes which are being declared as invalid there is a problem with the counting of those postal ballot votes. How were they declared invalid? He goes to the court. He says there is a certain protocol, there is a certain methodology which needs to be adopted before any vote can be declared as invalid. His petition was accepted by the court. Now, that petition is said to be decided upon by a higher court. If Mr. Singh's allegation that votes which were in the category of postal ballot votes were declared invalid in a wrong way, in an intentional way, without following the protocol, by all means, that's a case which needs to be investigated. And by all means, if Rahul Gandhi thinks in terms of putting his might behind that constituency, he should look at it seriously. But how are you going to conclude that those votes which were deleted, whether it is Aland constituency or Mahadevapura or any other constituency, were all votes which would have gone to the Congress party? The fundamental discord which is coming up in the logic being given by Rahul Gandhi is this, that there is an assumption that the votes which have been deleted are votes which would have gone to the Congress party. That's why we've proven to you that there are many seats which got flipped between 2019 to 2024 from the BJP to the opposition, and in those seats the Congress is not finding anything wrong. Those seats are not up for scrutiny. I'd have loved to see if there was a scrutiny that was done of Dhaurara, if there was a scrutiny which was done of the other seats in UP, which switched sides from the BJP to the opposition. If that is not happening, then that tells you that maybe Mr. Gandhi believes that in pockets of Himachal, in pockets of Karnataka, in pockets of Haryana, in pockets of Maharashtra, where the Congress thought that because the BJP has been in power for so long, whether in Maharashtra or Haryana, they argued and they convinced themselves that they were going to win this election. We all now know that BJP is the most brutal election winning machinery that we have seen, and I've said this on multiple occasions here on the Squirrels.in. That brutal election winning machinery doesn't leave anything to chance. If it can be proven that the votes which were deleted in any way whatsoever were votes of the Congress party, I'll take my words back. But in the absence of no proof being there that those votes which were deleted were votes which would have gone to the Congress party, I think the only thing that Rahul Gandhi is doing is to create a political storm, is to create a new political narrative and get people thinking, do I know everything that has happened to my vote? Dal mein kuch kala hai ya puri dal kali hai? That's the argument which is being made by Rahul Gandhi. If you, in the constituency where you are in, if you think that you know something, some hanky-panky that may have happened, if you think that your neighbor was responsible for maybe writing an application without the neighbor's own knowledge, for deleting your note, for deleting your vote, do let us know. And let me leave you with a great anecdote which was narrated to me by a retired senior official in the Election Commission. Way back in 2004-2005, noted author Shobha Dey and a very big industrialist at that time, both of them found that their votes were deleted from South Mumbai. The then one of the top officials in the Election Commission saw the commentary which was put out by both these illustrious figures who were claiming that their votes had been deleted when they should not have been deleted. He reached out to them and it was found out that actually the Election Commission was sending letters to them, one after the other, but both of them were traveling. Both of them were abroad. So their own relatives, their own neighbors or friends or well-wishers, when the BLO would have gone there, ended up saying that this person is not here. In Sarkari language, it was concluded that this person has left this place, whereas all that had happened was that that person at that time was on a holiday. We all know, folks, that Indian bureaucracy is not really the beacon of efficiency. Things can go wrong. Things can get, in terms of bookkeeping, book management, it's not most certainly not the most perfect example. But is it being done intentionally at scale? Is it possible for someone to create a fake identity using a mobile number, using a different VPN, and then on the basis of that fake identity, delete multiple voters? That proof, which has been given by Rahul Gandhi, it needs to be followed through. It needs to be proven on two counts. One, the people whose names were deleted were all people who were Congress voters, and B, you need to find out who were these people, if these people existed, who were running this mass racket. Or at the end of the day, was this some low-level government officer, not very efficient, didn't do his job efficiently, and has ended up creating this entire opportunity for the opposition? Let me know what you thought about this video, and please, I really mean it, if you know of someone whose vote may have been deleted, then do let us know. You can reach out to us on our Twitter handle, or you can simply drop a comment in our comment section.